All right. For the sake, now that we're recording, thank you very much for showing up. I'm Steve Portnoy, and my co-presenter is Debra Wolfson, and we are here to demonstrate new features of the Temple Emek Shalom website. Uh, Now, like I said, I'm going to paste one more time into the chat, and there is a link that will take you to the instruction PDF that I put together that will help you get you registered and online for these wonderful new features that we have available on the website. So without further ado, I'm now going to share my screen and we will go through the process, and then if there's questions afterwards, you can ask me questions and we'll get you up and running. So bear with me, I'm going to share my screen. All right. So now you should be seeing the beautiful Emek Shalom website. And can everyone see my cursor? So if I'm circling something, you'll know what I'm talking about. I see some nods. So what we're talking about here is we're talking about the member portal. A member portal is a place where you'll be able to see the information that's sort of pertaining to members only kinds of things. Kathy has already heroically created accounts for all of our members. If you were in the directory as of 2021, then you already have an account made in the member portal. And really the only thing you need to do is replace the placeholder password that was used to create that account with your very own password. And I'm going to show you how to do that right now. So the first step is first go to emekshalom.org. That's our website. Once you're there, click where it says Member Portal. Now you should be seeing the Member Portal login page. Is that what everyone is seeing now? Okay. In the future, once you have your password, you will then just enter your email and your password and click Sign In to get to the Member Portal. But because you don't know what your password is just yet, the first step is you're going to click on Forgot My Password. So like I said, we've created an account for you using the email address that we had on file for you as of the 2021 directory. If you're using a different email address now and you no longer have access to an older email address, you'll have to call Kathy to have that changed first. But if you're still using the same email address, this will work just fine. So the first step is to enter whatever the email address is that we had on file for you. And we're going to use a kind of a dummy account, which is Steve at, is it Steve or Steven? Well, we'll find out. Steven, oh, I know what it was. It was, oops, hang on a second. Steven at Steven Portnoy. Oh, come on. Behave. .com. And then once I've entered my password, I click on email password. And the website tells me that an email has been sent. An email with instructions to log in has been sent to you. So the next step is I'm going to go to my email, and here we are, and I'm going to refresh, and lo and behold, here is a new email that says from Temple Emek Shalom. It says this email was sent to Steven at stevenportnoy.com in response to a forgotten password. And then all you have to do is click on the link that is associated with reset your password, which I will do now. I'm resetting my password. Opens up another tab in my browser, takes me back and asks me to enter a new password. And the only requirement of the password is that there be a minimum of 8 characters. So I'm going to enter the super secret password. And enter it twice. Enter it once and then confirm that you've typed it correctly. Click on Change Password. And your password has been changed successfully. You can see now that up at the top, it says Welcome Steven Shalom, which is the name of this particular test account. Now I'm going to sign out because now I'm going to show you once you've entered a password, what the procedure is. Click Member Portal. This time I'm going to enter in my email address here, Steven at stevenportnoy.com. I'm going to enter my password, and I'm going to click Sign In. Voila. I'm now signed into the member portal. It's as easy as that. So I'm going to stop the share for right now and ask if there are any questions about how to do that. I'm seeing just total comprehension. Yes, Eric.
Yes, Steve, what happens? I'm not sure I was in the 2021 directory.
Okay.
If I'm not, and I go to that site, what would I need to do? And do
All
I?
right. That's a great question. So let's, Kathy, you want to answer that?
Yeah, you should, even if you weren't in the directory, at the point where you became a member, we created an account for you.
Oh, okay.
So you should already have, unless I didn't do it for some reason, but typically for everyone who becomes a member, when they become a member, you get a record, and that's also our database.
Okay, great.
So you should have a record. If there's any issue,
Right.
I can
So
talk to you, but you should have one.
let me show you what will
Kathy.
happen if you do that. So I'm going to share my screen again. Bear with me. Okay. So I've entered an email address that I know is not associated with any account. So if you enter an email address and we haven't created an account for you under that email address, and this is after I've clicked on forgot my password. So I enter blah 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 at blah 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 dot blah, and I say enter. It tells me the email address you entered is not registered with Temple MX Shalom. So if you get this message after you've entered your email, then you call Kathy. And you say, hey, Kathy, I tried to recover my password. I'm using this email address. Please fix it, and she will fix it.
Okay. So
does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you. Yeah.
So
Kathy?
Steve, what I was going to say, it doesn't mean that you don't have a record in the system, but some people have multiple emails. So we only have one email address noted in the system for you. So I would need to go in and change that so that then you could create a password for yourself using that email.
Yeah, you have my correct
I'm
email.
pretty sure.
Yeah, because I get all the emails from the temple.
Yeah.
So we're good. Yeah, thank you both very much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Any other questions? Well, that covers how to get yourself registered so that you'll be able to access it. Now I'd like to hand it over to Debra so that she can kind of go through some of the more important features of the member portal. Take it away, Debra.
Hi, everybody. Steve, thank you for telling everyone how to get into the portal. And now my job is to help you see what is in there. So I'm going to do a screen share now. And here it is. Okay, and I'm going to go into the member portal. And oh, it changed it. Okay, we're going to do Stephen Portnoy.
No,
Wait,
Stephen at.
There we go. Okay, changed. Okay, great. Perfect. Okay, so here we are, and everybody can see my screen, right? All the tiles on it. So we're going to start up at the top. And at the top is the home button, and the home button is going to take you back to the TES website. Then we've got the calendar, we've got my account, donations, and resources. Now, we're going to go through my account and donations later on when we look at the tiles, but I wanted to talk to you about resources because this is going to be a really useful place for you as a Temple member. And if I click on resources, this is a page that we are using that is only for members to be able to look at, to view. So we've had a lot of adult education at the synagogue, and Steve has kindly recorded all of it. And now it is available to you to see at your leisure when you go to this page. And the materials on the page will grow, and most likely there will be reference to it as things are talked about in the weekly and the monthly. It'll say, go to the resources section of Member Portal. So this is a really important site that I wanted to tell you about. So now we're going to go back. Let's go to my account and see. Here we are. Okay. So let's look at the tiles. I mean, this is very self-explanatory for some people, and other people I think need a little more detail. So if you go into my profile, it's going to have your name and all your pertinent information. You also have the ability to change it if you want to. If you change your email address, I'm not sure you can.
You can,
Kathy,
and
can
it
you
does
change
change.
it?
You can, and it does change the email address that you then use to log in.
Right. Okay, that's what I was wondering. So, and then you can change your password again or your login email over here on this tile. And my family, if you want to add or edit members of your family, you can put them in here. And you can have the names of your family if you choose to do that. If you'd like to put your sites in, you can. And then here's the member directory. This is a real asset for everyone. So the whole list is here, but if you want to find someone, okay, all you have to do is type in their name and you can see them. So if I wanted to bring up my name and I just put in Wolfson and I go update view, and then I go down here and it has my name. It also has my daughter's name and my husband's name. All right, so that's really useful. My events, we are able through the member portal to register for events. And when we register for events, it will show here what you've got, what you had in the past, and I believe what you have in the future too. So right now we don't have anything in there. Edit my addresses, that's kind of self-explanatory. Here is the financial information. So if you want to find out, did I finish paying my dues this year? Go into my transactions and it'll show what you've got going on. If we go down here, you can have payment methods, you can save a credit card, you can see your recurring, if you have a payment plan, you can pay your bill here. By far the most important tile, I think, is the donate tile. The donate tile allows you to make your donations. And the way you do it is there is a drop-down menu. Now, I'm going to go down here. It's every fund that we have in the temple. The one right now that you're going to want to make the donation for is the Mitzvah Moment. And as Steve mentioned, in the next few days, you will be receiving it in the mail. And you can get your information. You can stay sitting right with your phone or your iPad or your computer. You can go right in here, put your name and your amount, go down to the bottom of the page, say submit, and your donation is made. You're done. So that, if we go back here to my account, that's what there is. It's a very useful place to be able to get your work done. So now I'm going to go back here to Zoom. Okay, where's my, okay. I can't see everybody.
I can stop your sharing. Here we go.
Okay, there we are. So does anybody have a question? Is it pretty self-explanatory?
I do.
You do?
The question is, when you want to donate something, does it automatically use the credit card that you have on file?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. And the other thing ShoalCloud does it is automatically generates a receipt that will come to your email.
There's a section where you can set up payment methods. And I believe that when you're making a donation, one of the things you get to choose is you can choose from your saved payment methods which one you want to use. So if you had multiple credit cards, or if you had a bank account, or whatever the methods that you are able to set up, that's one of the options that you choose when you make a donation.
Steve, I got a question, or Deborah. You mentioned you can do your donation online, which is great. How do you, will there be a note sent to a recipient if it's in honor of that person?
I think Kathy can answer
I
that.
can answer that. Yes, if it gives you the option to fill in that information when you're making your donation. I think there's a box that says, it asks you, is this a gift in honor of someone? So you would fill that out. I get a notification in my email whenever a donation is made. So as long as you fill out that information, we will make sure that a card is sent to the honoree.
Great,
Whether
thank
it's
you.
in honor of someone, if it's in memory of a loss, then, and if you know the address of the person, especially if they're not a Temple member, if you could add their address, then we make sure that a card goes out to them.
Okay, great, thank you.
I have a question.
Nancy.
Kathy, probably you'll be able to answer it. Does it have an option, like if you have a check that comes from a brokerage account to pay for donations, or do you just,
We would handle that manually.
okay,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we'd have to just get the physical check. And then we would enter that information into your account.
so
So
it would
it would
become a
still
payment
show-
option.
It would still show up, but I don't think we can do bank withdrawals.
No, I guess what I meant was like, like if there's an option of sending in a check,
Mhm.
is there an option, which is that I will send a check and that you'd be able to make a comment, for example, that it's coming from, or because if you're not doing bank withdrawals, you're not directly taking it out of the bank account. If someone wants to pay by a check, they choose that option.
Oh, you mean we would get a note that says, we're sending you a check, and then the check arrives a week later or something like that? Is
Well,
that
no,
what
I
you're
guess what I'm asking is, in the payment options, is the only option a credit card, or is a check an option?
I'm looking right now, and when to set up a payment, if I say add new payment method, the only option right now says credit card / ACT. I'm not sure what ACT is.
ACT is an automatic bank withdrawal.
Yeah, that's a check.
Okay.
That's a
So
check.
add payment using this. So right, so I can do either a credit card or an e-check. If I choose e-check, here, why don't I can
Yeah, you
display
put in the
this.
routing and the,
Yeah,
let
Ben
me
just
share
wrote
the
that.
screen so you can see it. Hang on a second.
okay.
All right. So this is my personal, not the dummy account, because it actually has a payment method in there. But you see, I have my Visa set up there. But if I choose, right now there's only one choice to choose. But when I say add payment, then I get a box and I can choose either credit card, and it
Or
gives
an
me all of the
e-check.
credit card information. Or if I choose e-check, I can choose either a personal or business
Okay.
account, routing number, account number, and then also the same address and things like that.
Yeah.
And so then that
Interesting.
gets set up as a payment method that you can use for.
Yeah.
I'd actually have to ask Diana, our bookkeeper, about that. Because when we've asked if people want to pay, say, their dues in installments instead of one payment, we can charge their credit card in installments, but I don't think that we were set up to just withdraw funds from people's bank accounts. I don't think we've ever done that. So put that in as a payment method in the member portal. I'm not sure what will happen to it, actually.
Right.
Nancy, are you thinking of a direct deposit from a brokerage house into your account?
It's not a direct deposit, but it's the way that our brokerage handles, if you want to use your RMD,
Yeah.
to make charitable donations.
Yeah.
We make a request of them and then they send a check to whomever we designate.
Yeah.
I know we're not the only people that do that in the temple
Sure.
too, so.
Oh,
it might-
yeah. We get
might be-
brokerage checks all the time, but they're physical checks.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I mean. I'm talking about that, but the question is whether there's no mechanism in the payment part
I don't think
to
so.
be able to designate that.
Ben,
we haven't run this as to prove it, but I believe it is the same. It will be directly deposited into the temple's account. You have to, you add, as Steve said, your routing number and your account number, and then it's sent as an electronic payment. We haven't done it yet, but I believe that it will work.
Yeah, but I don't have the routing and check
Yeah,
number
right.
from the brokerage
Usually-
firm.
Yeah.
Usually,
that case,
usually they do. Usually you can ask. In many cases, they
Okay,
do.
okay,
Usually the brokerage house
Yeah.
will do it.
I know
okay,
Vanguard and Schwab will provide that to you. I don't know about others.
okay.
I have a question.
sure, Eric.
Yeah, if I don't want to use the online functions to make payments or donations or dues, will I still have the option to mail them in?
absolutely. Yeah, we will
Okay.
always, yeah. We'll always do, checks are always welcome. I can also take payments over the phone with a
Okay.
credit card.
All
Yeah,
right, great.
yeah.
Okay,
No,
thank
that won't ever go away.
you. Okay, all right, good.
But this is a tool that is useful if people want to do it this way.
Sure. Oh, yeah.
I have a question.
Sure, Martin.
This is not financial related, but I'm just curious that in the members portal, is there an option to communicate member to member? In other words, if I wanted to say hello to Ben and say, how are you? Other than finding out what his email is and sending it outside of the portal, is that an option?
I don't believe that it
Yeah,
is.
haven't
I do
heard-
know that if you go into the member directory, that people's email addresses are links so that you could
Right.
just click on their email address and it would then open whatever program you use to send email and automatically with that person's email address in the to box, and then you could just compose an email to them
Okay.
directly that way.
Got it. Thank
But I
you.
don't think there's any kind of built-in
Yeah.
sort of messaging system like there would be on like a
No.
web forum.
I don't think so.
Any other questions? Going once. Going twice. All right. I will one more time paste in the link to the PDF that has instructions on how to get yourself your personal password to access the member portal. And
Hey, Steve.
Yes. Yes.
At the end of that link, is that a 0 or an O?
It is a
before-
0, I believe, and you can just click on it in the chat, and it should then just open up your browser right to that page.
All right, great. Okay, thank you.
If
Yeah,
you did that right now, but it is a 0,
okay, good.
I think. I'm pretty sure. I just click on it.
And Steve,
Yes.
this is also going to be recorded, and where is it going to be posted?
Yeah. So I will put this up on YouTube once I get the recording from Zoom, and this one will be just made public so that you can go to the Temple MX Shalom YouTube channel, and it should show up in the visible videos that are on the channel. The way you find that is just go to youtube.com, and in the YouTube search, just search for Temple MX Shalom, and then you should be able to find the Temple's channel, and you'll find all of the this video and all of our services and other things. As Deborah mentioned, that page that I set up under resources, our adult education stuff, especially things that are sort of unscripted and participatory, we have on our YouTube channel, but they're not available to the general public. Those are things that we want to kind of reserve access to. And so for that reason, we've always wanted a way that we could have a place where members could go to get that information. And so what you saw was links to other pages that have links to the videos on YouTube. So with a link, you can access those videos. They just won't necessarily be showing up to the public on our public-facing YouTube channel. So that's why that page is going to be very valuable for us. Georgia, you're muted.
And what about the Musar program? Will there be anything from Musar? Any recordings or anything?
That's a good question. Oh, go ahead, Debra.
I can speak to that. Musar is being run through CCM, the Contemporary Center for Musar. And
Okay.
actually there is a link to see every session is recorded, and there is a link. Marty sent it out at the beginning of Musar in September. But if you want to access that, you can. Okay?
Okay,
If
Thank
you
you.
have some, suggestions of things that you would like to see, like, I'd love to see on that resources page a link to the Busar recordings. Let Kathy know, and she'll let me or whoever's in charge of managing that know, and we can certainly add that information there.
oh, that'd be great. Yeah.
That's a good one.
Mhm.
Georgia, actually, I'll look up your email address in the member directory, and I can forward that email to you.
Oh, thank you so
Okay.
much.
All
There
right.
you go.
Thank you, Steve and Deborah.
Yeah, thank
Yeah.
you.
You're
Really.
welcome.
Thank you.
Thank
I
you.
hope you find the member portal useful. That's the intent of it.
Looks great. Looks
Yeah.
terrific.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Oh.
all your hard work on it, your whole committee.
Yeah,
Thank
and
you.
thank you for all of your Zoom programming. It's just beyond amazing to be able to be with you and go to all these classes and services and events. I can hardly believe it.
You're very welcome, and it's great seeing you there.
Oh, boy.
Thank you.
All right, everyone. Well, have a great night, and take care and enjoy the
Thank
member
you.
portal.
Good
Thank
night,
you.
everyone.
Good night. Thank you very
Thanks,
much.
Steve and Deborah.
Good night.